great. We're going to talk a little bit more about Blast.
Blast, great meet setup, and we're going to continue to do this. And there was some apprehension before the meet, understandably so. Kids that have never done the 200s of strokes, at least in the afternoon. And, am I going to have energy to do the 500 and the 4M? Oh, my goodness gracious. And you know what? They got up there, and they just got up and they raced. And they didn't, say, hey, I'm tired, I'm going to give up. No, they got up there, and they continued to believe in what they were doing. And they proved to themselves their level of fitness and their mental toughness. And it's a very important meet to get your mind wrapped around the concepts that you can swim fast no matter what the conditions. You are in great shape, because I've seen you train hard, and you take that with you to your top meets. And, on the last day of our 3-day championship meets, you're going to be tired. Physically, you're going to feel that a little bit. But mentally, it's not going to affect you at all. And you have the ability to get up and race hard no matter what the conditions. And it's important that we always do that meet every year so that we can feel that, we know what that's like, and we can get beyond the challenge. I guarantee you, no swim meet is ever going to be more difficult than the 200 fly, the 200 back, 200 breast, 500 free, and 400 IM in the span of 3 hours. And so, congratulations.
Yeah, from my perspective, I really wish we had more people attending, both on the younger side and on the other side. Well, we really didn't make it a big deal for age group 1 and 2. We had only 2 kids from age group 2 over there. I wish we had more kids from age group 3 as well, but yeah, I guess the younger kids all had a great time. It's their one opportunity to do 5 events instead of only 4 in a day, and yeah, also we had very good swims at the end of the day, at the end of the long weekend. Again, I had people doing 10, 11, 12 events, 10 and 11 events during the whole weekend, and so yeah, it was really great to see how well they were doing at the end. And then watching those older kids swim, watching the senior swimmers, it's exactly like Coach Aaron said. I mean, some of them did like 2 races, 200 fly and 200 breast, or 205 and 200 back, that they never done before, and they were still getting best times on their 500s and on 400 AMs at the end of the meet. So again, it really shows that they are well prepared. They are ready for those. There's no reason to be afraid of doing those races.
And another thing about that meet, I like to term it as a setup meet. You go in there, you try hard, you swim fast, but because it's so difficult and the conditions are hard, the next few meets that you go to, you should feel really good and really confident. It sets you up mentally. And as a coaching staff, we talked about, meets that we could do that throughout the course of the winter or the fall, so that, there were some meets that were, easier or more highlighted, and you can just go up there and swim really fast in your premier events. And that IMX Challenge made a little bit of a setup so that we have 2 big meets coming up in the November, and I think they're going to be really great meets for us because of the IMX.
Yeah.
And, we have to do that. There are meets that we want you to go to so that, you work on, concepts of racing, mental toughness, warm and cool down, and get through all, the dress rehearsals of that. And then you go on to the meet, 3 weeks later, and you just swim awesome because you've worked on it. It's a setup.
Great.
So.
Okay, moving on. In terms of swim news, again, a little bit, not too much going on. People are starting to talk a lot more about the duel in the pool, which is the Mutual of Omaha, that's going to be held in London in December. Michael Phelps is swimming it. A couple of the top-end swimmers in the U.S. are swimming it.
Who's Michael Phelps?
That's a very good question. I think he's a guy like long arms.
Oh.
Big feet.
Do I have long arms?
Yeah.
My arm reaches off the screen. That makes it pretty long.
Pretty long, yeah. Especially consider the screen's about like 5 inches right now.
You always have to kind of come it down?
Okay. Anyway, that's really the next big event coming up in swimming. That's gonna be on TV, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
NBC should be doing it. So yeah, not much more going on in swim news. Moving on to tip of the week. What's the tip of the week for this week?
Let's go on to the daily goals here.
Daily goals here. Okay, daily goals.
I'll put this in commentary.
Okay. So you want me to do
the
daily goals?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Tip of the week by Lucas Fajeda.
All right. We have established our season goals, and everybody has got that season goals at the end. We start to feel that it's important now, especially at this time of the season, to start also establishing daily goals. And the reason for that is right now we are finally reaching that point where that excitement in the beginning of the season starts to wind down a little bit because you have been in the water for a while, and the state meet is still relatively far. So really, when you go to practice every day, what are you trying to accomplish? Sometimes it's hard, especially for younger kids, it's hard to put in perspective. I'm thinking about that state meet, which is in 3.5 months, 4 months by now. So really try to, on your way to practice, set up in your mind, what's your goal? What's your goal for today? Do you want to simply finish the set? Do you want to not stop at any length of the pool? There's several things you can do. Do you want to make sure that you push yourself really hard on every day? And really try to set up that daily goal and make that really what you have in mind when you come to practice every day.
You know, that's really good. You know, I know as an athlete, I do that all the time. I knew that if I was going to be able to compete with the top swimmers in the state, I had to get myself as fired up for practice as I did for a swim meet. You know, I tell the senior swimmers I did mental imagery for practice. You know, I put my headphones on and get pumped up because you have to train at a high level if you're going to compete at a high level. You can't just float through practice and expect to be good. When I go to those top level meets, you know, there's no mistake that those swimmers that are at that are very fit and have that race mentality, and it's because they put that into practice every day. Those things don't just show up at a big meet. You know, those things are trained, and it's because they set goals every day. And I think that's important that you do that.
Indeed.
So.
All right, yeah. I'm laughing right now, by the way, because we had to cut the previous part of the program just because Coach Aaron started rambling. He always says that I start rambling, and you know what? We just don't care. We just let it go, even though it really looked like I don't know what I'm talking about. He didn't let it go. He was rambling here for like 5 minutes, and we cut it. Anyway, next tip of the week.
Was it only 5? It's like 15.
Next tip of the week.
He actually got up, ordered a pizza, and they delivered it and ate it while I was rambling. I just didn't even notice. I was in my own little world.
Yeah, and then I finally said, you know what? We probably should cut that because that is way too long for the podcast.
I thought it was really good. No, it wasn't good.